Welcome to another episode of Fabric Library podcast. It's a different setting to the usual one, and if you're wondering why, it is because we've got a very different guest, not your typical designer client or furniture manufacturing company owner or a business owner of sorts. It is one of our own brews, all the way from South Africa, the MD of Home Fabrics, our very own Marc Shotland in the studio. How are you, brother?
I'm good, thanks. And you, Brew?
Very good, Brew.
Good.
Explain to me first, of course I know, but explain to this for the sake of our audience who are watching this. And why are you wearing a Fabric Library t-shirt and what are you doing in Dubai?
So number one, I'm a Brew through and through, and that means brother in South Africa. And there are a lot of brothers in our group around the world. So I'm visiting at the moment, and I'm going to be spending some time with the Fabric Library team. Fabric Library is owned by Brew, which is based in Antwerp, like many of our clients know. And I am going to share my expertise and knowledge in launching a brand that's become very famous, definitely in South Africa, the go-to brand called FiberGuard, which is our own stain-free technology brand. And I've been asked by Gary Neiman, the owner of Brew, to come and spend time and share my knowledge and the understanding of what performance fabrics are really and why it's become the go-to brand in South Africa and many other places around the world.
You could certainly do with the help.
Yeah, no. I'll learn from you guys. So I'll be working with the sales team on a more ongoing basis, spending a little bit more time in Dubai. South Africa is still my home, where our business is called Home Fabrics there, which I run. We've got an amazing company, an amazing team, which is we're like a family, and I think that's really the message of our group, about that we are all brothers, we are all sisters, we are all family. So I'm coming to Dubai to impart my knowledge of FiberGuard and grow the retail and contract business in the region.
Yeah, I mean, we love your passion for FiberGuard. Every time we hear you speak of it and the things you've done that we see on our marketing forums and all that, it's just very inspiring. And we want to try and get to the level that you have with Home Fabrics back in South Africa. And that's why you're welcome here. We want you to come every month and teach us, and also go visit our customers, visit our clients, and tell them all about the power of FiberGuard. Yes. But let's talk about you a little bit as MD of Home Fabrics. I love the culture you've built at Home Fabrics. It's such a fun, vibing team. You know, every time we see you guys at conferences, and you're the most loudest, the proudest.
That's South Africa for you, huh? We've got. Yeah, it's all a lot of passion.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Is that an effort you take in building that, or is it just natural with you guys?
I think for me, and being in such an amazing organization, is the number one priority are our people. I think without the right culture in our business, in our global business, it's very difficult to perform on the outside. It's very difficult to be the best salesperson, to have the best fabrics, to really shine out in the market. So the first a very exceptional point for me is to have the right culture in the business. And I don't lead from the top, I lead from the bottom. I'm there to support the team, I'm there to support the customers, I'm there to really be as a pillar of strength from the bottom up. Amazing. And I think that's my passion for the people is what is first, and then everything else falls into place. And Home Fabrics has really been through an amazing progression over the last few years. We've had such beautiful and exciting things and projects that have happened with us, but I really think that the buy-in is from the team first, and the work ethic and the culture and the showing up and the passion for fabrics is something that we really pride ourselves on. So I think that's really, it's about the people first, and then everything else falls into place.
I want to try and build that culture over here as well. Obviously, we're a very new company, baby steps, you know. I mean, we were a company that was selling the same product, but obviously with the management change, there's a new brand that has come in, Fabric Library. Of course, we can do all the help, we can do with all the help that you guys can give us with. And I think we're slowly getting there. We're becoming this really vibrant team that's really out there, you know, championing the FiberGuard cause and championing the fact that we are here to sell like good quality fabrics, but at the same time having fun, you know, building relationship with designers, which is something you guys do very well. You talked about Home Fabrics progression. Let's talk about your progression as Marc Shotland, the person. Like, how did you first get into the Brew group? What's the story?
So I was working for a company in South Africa, and I was a marketing manager. And those days, magazines were a big thing 10 years ago. I mean, the world's really transgressed, and I had built really good relationships with the media in those days. And I was getting a lot of I was working very well with the medias and the editors of some very high profile magazines and really trying to promote the company that I was working with.
Right.
And Jason Neiman, and we all know Jason and Gary, the owners of Brew. Jason, who is South African, and Gary and Jason are South African. Jason was visiting South Africa at the time, and through a contact had asked me to come meet him for a cup of coffee and discuss maybe me coming to work for Home Fabric. So I joined the company 10 years ago as marketing manager. And all I can say is that it's been my number one love and passion working for the group. People that know me in South Africa know it's not even work. It's I show up every day for the business. I show up every day for the people. I show up every day for our customers because that is my passion. And as I said earlier, it is the people. And over some time, an opportunity came up to be sales director, and I saw an internal job spec for the job, right. And I was offended. I thought, that sales director, I must have that job. That can't be an advert for it to go out. So I phoned Jason, and I phoned him and I said, Brew, I'm offended. That job's for me. You can't advertise it within the company and externally. I'm the one that knows the product. I'm the one that knows the market. Well, I was learning a lot at the time. And I always say to my team, the first part of anything is to show up.
Of course.
To go the extra mile, to put your hand up. On the way, maybe you make some mistakes. That's okay. You never don't learn from a mistake.
100%.
So Jason said, well, if you phoned and you told me the job is yours, I've got no other option but to give you the job.
Amazing.
So I then went into the sales and marketing director role. Both are my passion. And I spent a good couple of years with that, and then COVID happened, and then after COVID, when we reopened the business, there was an opportunity for me to take over the managing director role, and that's where I've been for the last 4 years. And with that title comes a lot of responsibility.
100%, yeah.
But I can tell you that it's been an absolute pleasure every single day. Gary, when he did his podcast, said he gets butterflies to go to work every day.
Right.
I battle to go to sleep at night because I'm thinking about the opportunities the next day. I battle when I look at the product, I fall in love with it. When I look at the customers and they're working so beautifully with our FiberGuard ranges and some of our other products, it's such a pleasure to do what you love every single day, to work for a company which is a family business. We are all a family business. So my progress in the business has really been such a natural, organic one.
Right.
And where I've really learned the business. My whole career, I've really learned the business. I mean, in my 30s, it was, I joined just before then, and I must say that my knowledge has come from the business.
Right.
So I hope I've got a good understanding, and that's what I share as much. So that's really it. And I mean, FiberGuard really revolutionized our business. I always say, hi, my name's Mark and I'm an addict. I'm addicted to FiberGuard because there's just not another brand in the world that does what FiberGuard does with the quality it has, the no harmful chemicals, and the passion for the product.
That's what I was going to get to, because you've done such a fantastic job in South Africa, especially with some of the big brands, big retailers, to go on and convince them that FiberGuard, of course, we all know internally that FiberGuard is such a good product.
Sure, of course.
That it is the name out there for performance fabric. But all of us have our struggles in ensuring that the clientele, your customers are convinced about that. Of course, we've done that to a certain extent, but to go to the big boys, the big retailers, to go to them and do that.
Yes.
How did it all come about? Where did it all start for you?
So we are strictly business to business, and we've obviously got to inspire the end consumer. I always say it needs to smell like, our product needs to smell like banana bread baking in the oven. Right. It's got to entice you to want to eat the banana bread, and which South Africans love. Okay. So we had to work out how to inspire the end consumer. And of course, selling to retail is a very hard market. They obviously have price points that they need to reach. And I always knew we could reach or be within the price points that the retailer needed us in order for us to support them in elevating their brand. Because everybody's selling beautiful fabrics.
Yes.
A lot of great companies out there. There are people that inspire us often, but we realized that we had to set the standard for upholstery and performance fabric, that it was a non-discussion. And how we did that was we built a lovely decorative cut length business and selling to the decorators who we love dearly, our clients. And then we saw an opportunity to get into, start working with some really great retailers in South Africa that have good gravitas in the market. Okay. And what better for us to elevate their brand and support them with FiberGuard.
Of course.
And I always say to the team, seeing is believing. Okay, I myself have a FiberGuard demo kit in the trunk of my car, and often I go into the market and I'm presenting FiberGuard, and I say, "Can I do a demo?" And the customer says, "No, we believe you." I said, "You cannot believe what I'm going to show you today," because Samir, and we've done many today in Dubai, and I've been there, that when you show beautiful velvet that's soft to touch, that's cuddly, that's got a beautiful, luxurious feel, and you've got it in an ivory, which is a big color, or a white, whatever, and you put ink all over it, or crayon, or red wine, and the customer, I always say to the customer, imagine your child drew on your sofa, and you walked in, and you saw that. You have to see me remove the stain.
Exactly.
So that's how we went into the retail market, and we said, you've got to brand the FiberGuard. You can't white label something that is the standard.
Exactly.
So I supported them. We held their hand. I always say to them, fall in love with the fabric. We'll worry about everything else afterwards.
Right,
And we really romanticized, truthfully, what FiberGuard stood for. No harmful chemicals, inherent qualities, fire retardant, soft to touch. If you think about where do people sit all the time? In their sofa.
Exactly.
Where do people have dinner?
Mostly on the sofa.
Yeah, I mean, my mother would shout at me, but mostly on the sofa. Where do some people lie down in the afternoon? On the sofa. Where do people watch TV? On the sofa. So why would you not have the highest performing fabric that is guaranteed to actually enrich your lifestyle?
Absolutely.
So at what cost? We always say. So we really broke into the retail market, and then we created FOMO. And of course, we know what FOMO means, and it's fear of missing out. And we started getting FiberGuard traction throughout South Africa.
Right.
In a very big way. And people started walking in, and instead of saying, and Home Fabrics is our name and who we are, a big, a great company. People started saying, "Is this FiberGuard? Is this the home of FiberGuard? Can I see a FiberGuard fabric? This is where I heard about FiberGuard."
Amazing.
And it just started growing like that, and we created FOMO.
Right.
So retailers and manufacturers and their customers started asking for FiberGuard.
Right.
So slowly. And cautiously and very protective of our clients and their needs, is that we started selling FiberGuard throughout the retail market in South Africa.
Right.
That grew into the contract market. I mean, there's no better, never mind for residential.
But for hotels. And
but for hotels,
it's a must.
I mean, I say it's a must for everybody.
Absolutely.
But I understand, the things that people can and can't do, and it's a different time. But for the hospitality market, at what cost?
Yeah.
Do you not choose a FiberGuard? Because you can buy a cheap fabric, you can buy, as I said, or a more cost-effective fabric. We've got the cost-effective fabrics. I know, because I'm selling it every day. And I'm hoping I can bring that mission, and I will, into Dubai and share with you and the amazing sales team here.
It's such an amazing thing, because no matter how many years FiberGuard has been around, 5-6 years, no more than that, And yes, you're convinced, but for me, the greatest feeling is when someone actually calls you and says, "You know what? You've solved my problems." I remember in Sri Lanka, we gave FiberGuard, we put up FiberGuard in a lobby of a hotel somewhere down south. I can't remember the name of it. And the housekeeping guy literally a week later calls me and says, "You cannot believe how easy you've made my life." We are wiping stains from guests who come and just absolutely abuse it, and it's become so easy for us. And that's when I realized, this thing is so powerful. We're just not doing enough to market it. And I think that's such a good lesson for all of us, that like you said, seeing is believing. Go out there, do demos, and that helps a lot. Like it did to us today. We went to a customer this morning.
It was great. I wish we could have filmed that today.
Exactly, we should have filmed that. I mean, literally, that guy, he loved the velvet. And then the moment Marc was making a pen mark on it, I could see him freaking out. What are you doing? You're spoiling a good fabric. And the moment it came off with the wiping instructions, he was just bamboozled. And that was a buy-in moment, honestly. So I think it's a good lesson that we have to always do demos. And also the other fact that you mentioned, that despite us being a B2B business, we still have to sell this to the B2C market.
100%.
Not literally sell, but sell the idea, and sell the brand to them and get them to come and look for it.
100%. But what will happen here, and what has happened in South Africa, and what will happen all over the world, is that every owner of a FiberGuard product becomes the greatest ambassador for us.
Absolutely.
Because people entertain, people have children, people have animals. So everybody's cleaning their sofas.
Absolutely.
Everybody. So we're doing the best job we possibly can, and we're supporting our clients. Our clients are supporting their client, their end consumer, and that end consumer is speaking at dinner parties, at speaking at charity events, are speaking at hotel hospitality networking functions about, we just were invited by a very big hotel group in South Africa to go to Botswana and present FiberGuard to this hotel. It was a global hotel conference because they had heard and they had seen the projects we had done in South Africa. And I just wanted to talk about the contract market because it's become a very big part of our business. And I mean, being in Dubai, there are hundreds and thousands of hotels going up in the next couple of years. We were just talking about tourism here. We will now say all roads lead to Dubai.
Absolutely.
And
Habibi come to Dubai.
Habibi come to, and I believe that all roads lead to FiberGuard. So between FiberGuard and Dubai, I believe we can do great things in supporting the market in Dubai. And this obviously is for everywhere in the world. We've got distributions in every country in the world. So I'd like to just bring to discuss what we've done. It's been an interesting process, the contract market in South Africa, and also the retail market, is we make everybody an expert in FiberGuard. So you can come to any home fabric showroom, from me to sales to the lady making tea and coffee. Everybody knows how to do a FiberGuard demonstration.
Wow.
Okay. If we go into the market with a sales consultant, when we do a demo, we never get in the car and one of my amazing team members go, "Sure, Mark, I was worried that stain wasn't going to come out when you were doing a demo," because it is going to come out. Okay.
The conviction is there.
It's there. I'm never worried about a stain. Okay. So, and that's what I always say to the customer. And I always watch the customers when I'm doing a demo and they go, "Let me see this guy get this one out," And I always say, "Relax, it's FiberGuard." Yeah. Okay. So what we did in the hotel market is that we became trainers. That we would go in after the project and we would present housekeeping, a contract file with all the fabric specifications per whatever the rooms were, whether they were single, deluxe, presidential, and they would have a file, and they would have all the cleaning specifications, where to use just water, when to use a clear household soap, what not to use, and how to always keep the fabrics looking fresh, because that's what it's all about. FiberGuard is about spot cleaning. It's not like don't clean it. It's like if there's an issue, if there's a spot, we remove it.
Exactly.
So every person in a retail space, in a retail store, and housekeeping of our hotels all get trained, and they become a FiberGuard ambassador.
Right.
And they have now said to us, as you said, "You've made our job so easy. You've made me look so good because I'm doing my job so well. The maintenance is less. We're not replacing fabric like we used to, or the stains. What happens in hotel rooms, and it's a high traffic environment. So we actually take the issue and the stress of a fabric not performing when it needs to.
Yes.
And we'll continue to do that throughout South Africa, in Dubai, and everywhere else in the world, where everybody becomes an expert in FiberGuard. So it's not for us just about the sale. For us, it's about the relationship.
It's about the relationship.
And it's about supporting the client in order for them, to elevate the retailer, to elevate the hotel project, to make them shine with a product that they can rely on 100%.
I think that's a good point you mentioned about training the staff and housekeeping team. And that also trickles down to, like you said, retail showrooms, because we are such a B2B business, we don't really always interact with the end user to be able to convince them of FiberGuard. So we rely a lot on the sales staff and the sales people that are in the showrooms where our FiberGuard fabrics are on display on the sofas. So it's important that they are convinced first and they become experts at showing the end user
100%.
how exactly the clean comes off. But do you get a buy-in every time? What challenges have you faced in trying to actually get that going with such people?
First of all, I love a challenge because I know the product. Right. Okay, as I said, I'm a FiberGuard addict. Samir, what I said to you in our conference in Dubai a few months ago, and I say, It's very simple. Repetition is key.
Okay.
So every interaction we have with a customer, I and my team, we encourage a demo.
Right.
Because seeing is believing. Absolutely. I said a little bit earlier, people say, we believe you. You can't believe it. I mean, I see the amazing collections that we are launching under the FiberGuard brand. The most luxurious velvets, chenilles, Jack, I mean, it's unlimited. A lot of, plain fabrics, which can really show, if there's a ketchup mark, it's not very forgiving.
Exactly.
So I always say, show the demo on the new collections.
Even the bouclés, like you imagine you get a bouclé.
Well, speaking about bouclé, is that it's become a worldwide
phenomenon.
Trend. Everybody's saying bouclé.
I'll take you to 10 showrooms here in Dubai, and they'll all have a bouclé display right in the front.
And the issue for me is what happens if red wine falls on that bouclé
and they're all white.
And they're all white. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Well, we have the solution.
Precisely.
And we encourage it to be cleaned. And a lot of our new FiberGuards even washable at 60 degrees, which, when I was young, we used to say cold wash your clothes, cold wash everything. Now we're saying the higher the wash, the better, because
it gets rid of the bacteria.
Gets rid of the bacteria. And a lot of our FiberGuard now is also washable at 74 degrees. And then I've told you about the FRR standards, which is becoming a very big part of our business. So is buy-in difficult? Have I had any challenges? Well, I just need to show more demos. I need to be better. I need to be showing more demos because seeing is believing. Show the demo. Get the customer to do the demo.
Right.
We've given a lot of demo boxes around the world from Brew, and we've done them under our FiberGuard label, which is there for all our customers. And in that box, it has the water bottle and the ketchup and a pen and the soap. And buy-in is not difficult when you believe in a brand, when you've got a great track record, and we've got all of that. We've got belief in a brand, we've got passion from the owners of our group, Gary and Jason Neiman, and you're lucky enough to have Gary with you in Dubai all the time, which is an amazing opportunity to share his expertise and his passion, which is not clonable. But I think for me, it's just repetition. Right. And I always say, we will go anywhere to support a customer that can't get a stain out. Amazing. So in South Africa, we've got a very diverse, we've got 9 national showrooms. And I always just say, tell us where the issue is. If you can't do it yourself,
we'll come and
relax, Habibi, we're coming,
Amazing.
Yeah.
This shows what a FiberGuard addict he is, because we were talking about home fabrics and his journey, and suddenly the conversation just shifted to FiberGuard. This is what he does. He brings FiberGuard everywhere he goes.
So I'm blue, my veins are blue.
It should be illegal to be that addicted about something, but it's amazing. It's not amazing. The word is inspiring for all of us. You've been to Dubai now a few times.
Yes.
How have you found the landscape over here with furnishing and fabrics?
I just think, wow. I mean, I think, when I come here, I'm so inspired with the opportunity for such a open-minded, diverse nation.
Absolutely.
And it almost, it really actually warms my heart and makes me excited for the opportunities that people have here. And just coming here over the last 2 years, and I've been quite a few times, and I'll continue to come often, it's amazing to see the growth of a business. Fabric Library, which I'm working for this week, has really, the culture of the business and the passion from everybody here, it's something I feel in Dubai. I think it is the land of opportunity. And I'm really impressed with the scope of what's out there. I mean, to drive in the car, which is very nice which is nice and cool, okay, and to see the development. I look at all these, somebody once said to me, what do you see when you see these buildings? And I just said, lots of curtaining fabric.
Expect that from a business like us.
So I think that was a good answer, because they said, they felt sorry for someone who had to clean the windows, which I also do. You've got to not be scared of heights. But I just think everybody can benefit in Dubai with the opportunity of all the development, the hotels, the beautiful villas, the retail divisions, the malls. We went to a client in a mall. Everything's busy.
Exactly.
You can't get parking. It's a very forward place to be in. There's nothing retracting. It's all progression and positivity. And I'm very excited to see what can come out of here over the next good few years, and for I just know our company's going on to great things.
Right.
We've got a great team here, thanks to you guys.
Speaking of great things, now let's go back to Home Fabrics back in South Africa. You know, for an outsider, South Africa is a place, has its troubles.
For sure.
Obviously. Crime always comes up. You don't look at South Africa as a place, I mean, for some reason, you don't think about a design focused society. You always think about places like Europe and stuff, but South Africa doesn't come across as that. But you've built a superb community around interior designers. You've built this really nice, cool vibe around them, and they all love you from the way we see them, you know, speaking on your marketing digital platforms and stuff. So how did you get about doing that, like creating that design community that constantly, you know, speaks for you and in cricket sense, bats for you?
Yeah, bats for us, and I'll become our ambassadors.
Exactly.
And I think we've got a very clear message. We are 100% business to business.
Right.
We will 100% support our interior designers, decorators, retailers, anybody that has an account with us. We will never compete with them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we are there to power their business. Okay. And yes, over the years, Home Fabrics is 50 years old. I actually, I had a cake the other day that's what said 50 for our birthday. Man, I was holding it, and I had a few messages in my Instagram.
Happy 50th birthday.
You look great for 50. so I thought that wasn't very good for my ego, but I'm very proud that Home Fabrics has done an incredible 50 years. The journey is about showing up. It's about accessibility to the business.
Right.
My team, I say they're the best in the world, but I think any person that's passionate about the business and passionate about their client and shows up for their client will get the support.
Right.
And you know, I'm so grateful to our clients, because without them, we nobody. That's all we have. We've got a great sales team, we've got great product, but if we don't have our phones ringing or our showrooms buzzing, or them asking us to be part of our marketing campaigns, we don't have a business, right? So I think for us, it's relationships, it's loyalty, it's about showing up. And you know what, pick up that phone and say, thanks for the order. You know, I try to do that as often as possible. I try to get into the market. I mean, my office, never, when I'm in South Africa, you'll not catch me in the showroom, in the office. I was like, my car is my office. I'm always on an airplane. I'm always in another city. I'm with the customers, because you can never lead a company by sitting in your ivory tower.
Absolutely.
You know, 100%. You lead from the bottom.
Yep.
And it's something I've learned from Gary and Jason, is about just being there for the people and being there for the customer. Phone me, the good and the bad. I always say customers don't often phone and say, your fabrics look stunning, thank you. You know, they always say, you know, this is this issue. But from that conversation, I've grown lifelong friends, which is just wonderful, but also lifelong clients.
Right.
And I think my message is, and my message in the company in South Africa and to all our partners around the world, is just to show up. And I think that's what we really got the loyalty of our customers, the designers and retailers in South Africa.
Fantastic. I think that's a good message to round up the discussion. Show up. You know, there's no alternative to that. You can call all you want, you can email all you want, but showing up is what always works. Marc, I think it's been a fantastic conversation. We've circled around a few things: your personal life, of course, Home Fabrics, and then FiberGuard, and then back to FiberGuard, and then we end with FiberGuard.
Thank you. So sorry. I mean, as I said, my blood's blue these days from FiberGuard.
Right. What message do you have for the team in Dubai here? Obviously, you're going to be working very closely with us in the next few months. But is there anything that you'd like to give as a strong message that you want us to really, you know, ingrain in ourselves and then keep working towards that while also working with you in your regular visits?
I think for me, as we just said, and I'm repeating myself, it's number one is to show up. We are there for our customers. We are there for their customers. And they are 150% supported by the best company in the world. Absolutely. We're a family. And I think for me, there's nothing better than going out into the market and feeling that warm hug, those hands on your back, pushing you forward, because you know if you fall, you're going to bounce right back. Absolutely. And I think through the business and the product is that we can only go on to great things. And I really look forward to the next chapter of my career, spending a little bit more time in Dubai. My home is absolutely South Africa. Home Fabrics is
reassuring. My
Home Fabrics is my love of my life. So I'll be of course there most of the time. But again, I think we onto great things in Dubai. And thank you for letting me spend some time here.
No, it's an absolute pleasure, absolute honor. There's so much. Listen, I see so much similarity in the way you've progressed, marketing manager, then marketing and sales director, like I am now, and then MD. So hopefully someday there's a.
I'm worried you might take my job in South Africa. So.
No, I'm not coming to South Africa. I think I'm happy here in Dubai.
Okay,
Dubai is palsy. You don't want to go anywhere else once you've lived here. Listen, good chat.
Thank
I know
you.
we'll be talking like this informally all the time, but I think it was good to have it recorded. People, our internal groups can, of course, benefit from it. Of course, yours and my clients and everyone who's associated with our group. We'll probably, maybe next time when you come, we'll record another one. It was a good chat.
I look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Marc Shotland from Home Fabrics here in Dubai for Fabric Library. This was a quick and fun episode. We will see you on another one. Until then, it's goodbye.